Welcome, welcome. Body breathe awareness, tools to regulate self with compassionate care. This is workshop 5. Tonight we start off with a story about the butterfly. And this comes from a book by Ted Andrews called Animal Speak. So I'm going to read from it. Recently, we had a caterpillar come visit us. And so the photos I'm sharing with you are pictures I got to take along the way, except for the first one. This is for reference. But our caterpillar looked just like this. And now, when a caterpillar feeds and works to strengthen itself and ultimately get ready for the transformation, ideas and creativity need to be worked with, shaped, formed, and developed and honed. What this is accomplished when the caterpillar has laid itself into a new foundation, the stage of chrysalis begins. So the amazing piece for me personally was tracking this process. On August 29th, it was a Friday, and my mom working in the garden found that caterpillar big and fully grown, and we placed the caterpillar with some fresh parsley inside our butterfly garden kit net. And within 36 hours, it had formed a chrysalis. So, with this stage, there's a total reorganization of the caterpillar's cells. Um, Even though it might even appear lifeless. At some point, this was September 7th. So this was 6 days after the first picture was taken. And we kept looking at it going, I don't know. It's turning brown, but it still seems green. And just think about what it's doing all the way inside. I mean, it's turning into mush in there for a complete creative process. And for me, looking at this, it's like the natural course of creativity when we get to experience also in true nature. And a lot of what we do as tradespeople are starting from the seed of a story and it develops. And I see that in nature. And this story, this experience for me has drawn a lot of metaphor into that piece, which is reflected in the chrysalis stage. So from the chrysalis stage, something new and final is formed. And this is a picture of it having come out of the chrysalis on September 11th, which for me also 9/11 has its own honorable reasons for new transformation. All of us experiencing that time in our lives can remember where we were on that day. And this butterfly comes out of the cocoon that morning and is completely transformed into something new. This butterfly shows up, and this butterfly acts as a symbol to make note of the most important issues confronting us at the moment. And this is probably why butterfly has shown up. What stage of change are you at in regard to them? You might even need to examine and determine what you wish the outcome to be of whatever situation you are looking to accomplish. The butterfly is a powerful symbol in myth and religion. It has been seen as a symbol of change, joy, and color. The colors of the butterfly could be examined for its significance and help us to understand its role within our lives. Butterflies appear to dance as they light up flowers and such. They remind us not to take things quite so seriously within our lives. They awaken a sense of lightness and joy. They remind us that life is a dance, and dance, though powerful, is also a great pleasure. Butterflies can be reminders to get up and move, for if you can move, you can dance. Dance brings the sweetness of life back. This is further exemplified by the fact that butterflies actually have taste receptacles on their front legs. They taste flowers as they walk upon them. Could even be the introduction of a great grounding exercise, I can see. Not just transitioning from being the beautiful tree, but let's be the beautiful butterfly. maybe I'm even going to just shift how we do our grounding today. Um, for me to see this butterfly come from the caterpillar and watch its transformation and in such a short amount of time, and knowing that something of the butterfly was with it as a caterpillar and was still a part of it to help reconstruct it. It's called imaginal discs. And it's almost like the soul palette, the soul blueprint of this insect. It doesn't leave. It's all there during the metamorphosis, and it helps. These imaginal discs have been there from the birth um, of this insect and remains and helps reorganize it into something new. And when I think about the word imaginal, I make lots of connections associated with creation and imagination and the powerful self within and what we have always been connected to and what is continuing to love us. Um, and so I segue into where we can find support in this time as a mental health first aider through the behind the scenes charity organization. We can go to these tools and resources. We have access to these resources. So I want to just take a moment to point out that on their website, um, oh my goodness, I don't know why that's not staying. On their website, oh, okay, I'm just going to read it to you. I'm going to put it in the chat. behindthescenescharity.org/mental health, or you can just Google behind the scenes initiative, behind the scenes charity, any of those will do. And I'm not sure why the link is popping off and wanting to move to the next slide, but I will put it in the chat and we can also put it in the email. So remember that we are not alone. We are not alone going through this. We are working together. And in this case, we are following, or I am following 3 classroom pillars. These pillars showed up in my teaching artist training. There's actually a lot more pillars of education and from which we can be teaching from. These 3 I found to be the most powerful for what I'm putting together and understanding where the powerful self within. And then together in this container, ultimately, this seems like a theological construct, maybe showing up with the intention to generate body harmony. And I've read it so many times now that I wonder if you all are receiving it in the way I mean it. And then I also wonder if that matters because honestly, this work is so open-ended. This work is so fluid. This work is really about getting us to the root of who we are and what we are putting out. That honestly, I want this to mean something different for everybody. And then understanding that that's the root of the humanity in which we get to exercise creativity and curiosity. So, with my utmost respect of where you are today, I am curious. I'm exercising my curiosity on this cow scale. How do you feel today? And you might even say, like, I feel like 5 and I want to feel like 6, or I feel like 9 and I want to feel like 7. And honestly, this is simply, there's no test afterwards, there's no assessment of any kind other than your self-assessment. This is part of the warm up. We begin this work by simply assessing where we are um, and, how we're feeling. And these are great images that I see in front of me in the sense that we can identify. I can really identify with some of these faces that the cow's giving off. So again, another connection with nature. Remembering that the space where we can, in unity, in solidarity, create a space for strength in one another, holding space for one another, to be the free choice, human beings that we are, knowing that we're working together, knowing that we're each individually working on our own personal safety plan and knowing that each of us will have something that we can execute. Um, so I seem to have a lot of materialistic items that I like to keep on me, but I identify as a person who comes to work with lots of little bags inside one big bag. And I wonder if anyone else out there know what that is like. It's like I've got my lunch cooler bag, I've got my bag with the Band-Aids and the, ointment. I've got some essential oils in there. It's like a med bag. I've got, a bag with a few extra snackages, some vitamin drinks. So I think that all falls under the personal safety plan. Also, though, personal safety plans can include these exercises that we've been introducing from week to week. And then knowing our environment, knowing one, what type of environment we want to help create, and two, what type of environment the situation is creating. Um, we can acknowledge that by being calm, neutral, aware observers, that puts us in a space that feels mm, hopefully safer to respond to situations that we're in. But really, the only way we can do that is through acts of generous, radical acts of self-care so that we're prepared for everyday situations. But hey, guess what? Hand on heart, I've shown up today. So that's good enough. That's good enough. Hey, I showed up today. That's good enough. That is good enough. Good enough. Yes. Yes. Woo! Showed up today. Okay, so where you are right now, looking at this photograph, you might actually recognize this hill in Goochland. It's a very famous hill for several series that we've all worked on. But if you can see the dews coming up, and just down there is base camp on the left-hand side, and not sure. I guess the town of Setauket is behind us in the church. Um, Possibly a graveyard or two behind us. And many of us have seen this farm over the years at the crack of dawn, even before actually you even see the light. And I encourage us and invite us right now to just go to that space and imagine it really is not surrounded by crew, not surrounded by equipment, but imagining like I was on this day, a fresh new day, a brand new start, watching the mist, the fog from the night just sort of roll over the valley there, looking out onto the water, um, imagining that sun is for you. It's coming up for you. It's coming up over this horizon for you, and your feet are firmly planted beneath you. So you can be seated or standing up, and just make sure that you're acknowledge that you're like physically look at your feet right now and be like, yep, they're being held by the floor beneath me as they've always been. Look at that, something I can trust of my existence today. So imagining as well, like trees, we are like trees, and we can grow roots. In fact, we've been growing roots, and all the roots are like the steps of the floor that has brought us to this exact moment in time. So we're rooted in a history of, now this, I don't want, look, just stay neutral, but a history of steps and choices and life experiences that have all led us up to this exact moment. And connection means that there is chance for revitalization, restoration, transformation. So let's just get grounded in nature wherever we are using our imagination. You can even pop into this space before you on the screen and just allow the roots of us just sort of release themselves, and as deep as you can go with your energetic mind, imagine those roots just growing into the earth at a massive speed, um, so that we get through this workshop in a decent time frame. But as low as we can go, as deep as we can go, and as connected as we can become with the earth, breathing in and breathing out. This is kind of like box with lid. This is kind of like the meditation we did last week with the rivers and the stream of consciousness. This is another grounding I like to do on a regular basis before meetings, before work, before leaving the house. Grounding, allowing the roots of my tree grow into the earth and connect with all that is, all that has been, all that is, all that will be for me, for the earth, for people on the earth, just grounding and knowing that the earth is continuing to show us evidence of rejuvenation, so we can also, our lives can also show evidence of regeneration. And then at this time, just making an assessment of where your arms are at, and let them hang loose by your side and make an adjustment so that your spine is feeling elongated. And breathe in. You might want to roll your shoulders back and let your arms sort of hang next to you and shake them out a bit, loosey goosey. I like to at this time just sort of slightly gently stretch and roll my neck, breathing in. All this time imagining that a string, like a cording, attached to the lower pelvis of my hips and that pelvic floor. It's connected there, and it's this energetic strand that's just running up my string, like up my spine, and it's attached through my neck, up through my head, and coming out of the crown and connected to the sky, the universe, the astral planes, connected all the way to like this infinity and beyond. But every time we breathe in, imagine there's even more of a stronger connection being made, and release, still connected and relaxed. And we're just going to breathe in. We're going to use our imagination as we're grounding. And the last step of this grounding exercise is to breathe from the bottom of our feet, like up through the roots, up through our body. And we're going to go back. I'll do it with you. Up through the knees, up through the thighs, up, 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 up. I'm going to try to do that in a count for a count of 4. So that's going to be a quick scan. And then relax out for 4. Okay, so, and then we're going to do this in counts of 4. And we're going to imagine while we're doing this is we're kind of drawing up and down and up and down in an 8. So kind of like the infinity, up and up and down, counts of 4. So breathing in, and as you breathe in, we'll do it with me, count of 4, up through the bottom of your feet, knees, neck, head, and breathe out, neck, waist, knees, feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. I like to breathe out with a shh. This is for me at the end of a day. You know, the breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your nose thing is great when you're calm, but for me, I like to shush it out. So these next 2 rounds um, of 8, let's do with this either a sigh or a shh on the exhalation. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe out. Shh. Breathe in 8. Well, the number 8, and breathe out to finish the 8. Nice. All right, let's bring our arms and our legs and just kind of do a little shaky shake of our head and relax. Good job. Okay, standing up where you're at, we're going to cover the space. So just a quick review. When you're on your feet, and this is something that I like to incorporate at the top of my day or anytime I need energy. This is again a sort of a grounding / activating where I help myself become aware. And right now I'm just moving about the space that I have been given, but I'm doing it with awareness. I'm aware that my heel is rotating to the toe, and I'm just making small steps. And now I just want you to kind of change the pace that you're walking at. So go a little faster around the space. If you're in the space with someone else, please acknowledge them. You might even acknowledge the people who are in the space with you virtually. Hello, hello. And you want to acknowledge where you're kind of like your canter, your the way your body is shifting today. Are you feeling hunched over? Are you protruding your pelvic area? Are you in a slump? Do you need and require to straighten up? Are your breaths shallow? Had you even paid attention to your breath before now today? What is your breath doing? Are you dealing with allergies right now? Are you breathing through your mouth? Maybe you need a little bit of a massage. Maybe you need to do a little tappy tappy tap on your head. I really enjoy clearing my lymph, activating my lymph drainage system every day. So email me Zontini at IATSE487.org, and I will send you my routine. This helps with drainage. There's meridian points on our bodies that activate drainage. So I don't know why I'm saying that out loud, but maybe one of you is dealing with allergies and you want some assistance. Covering the space. Okay, now imagining as you're covering the space that we're going to be a little bit silly right now, okay? So go with me. We're going to imagine that we're actually walking in Jello. Like, funny. What would I be like if I walked in Jello? I don't know, but my body is going to shift a little bit because I'm walking in Jello that I can breathe in just fine. Walking in Jello. Okay, shake that off. Shake that off. Now everywhere you walk, it's hot. Woo, it's hot. It's like you just got down to the beach and you took your flip-flops off. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot. Hot, hot. But you're going to see a pool and you're going to run over to the pool and you're going to hop in it. Oh, and there's like steam coming off your feet, but it feels so good. It's so good. Ah. Oh, thank you for playing with me. Breathe in. Arms up to the ceiling. Breathe out. I know. I like to go there every now and then. Break it up. Okay, 8 count shakeout. Remember, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 3 counts of 1. Right arm, right leg, left leg. All right, here we go. Say it. Imagining, again, your energy source. It's all lit up from your heart space and beyond. Imagining that you have breathed life, up some second life into you during that warm up. The sun shining, breathing it in, and you're going to shoot your arms out and your legs out like you've got laser beams shooting out of them because we're going to shake some of that energy up. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Use a chair if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And shake it all out. So the 8 count shakeout we've been doing every week. I think it's a fun one. You probably don't want to do it like breakout and 8 count shakeout unless you're doing like a department version of it. People might think you've gone a little bit, out of alignment. That's okay. But maybe you do it in your trailer. It just kind of brings the blood, up to the areas, brings oxygen, and steadies us, grounds us. So the trust circle, feet are hip width apart. And this is also part of finding our neutral. Finding our neutral is part of the grounding because we want to create a baseline from what is our zero? What is our 0 point? And then we know as variations of situations create emotions, we can recognize, oh, I am not at a 0, I'm at a 1 or 2, and even identify when we're at a 5 and a 6 so that we can still be in the mental mindset of shifting that, changing that, redirecting that energy. So when we do these silly exercises like 8 count shakeout, we are actually retraining our system in fun ways that create movement and high excitement, but they're still neutral, calming, and revitalizing. These are theater games too. Maybe some of you have done these before in your classes. The trust circle I've made good for our individual work. We're really using our feet as trust circles. So your feet are hip width apart. You're grounded. You can even ground yourself deeper by growing bigger and stronger roots beneath you into the floor, bending your knees, and just rotating your feet wherever you are, clockwise a few times, all the way, a whole movement of foot. Go up to your toe, but without having to knock yourself over. But get up there and see how your balance is feeling today. Again, this isn't a no judgment, like, oh, every day. No, do to the capacity that you can do at this time. That is good enough. We showed up today. That's good enough. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Again, using that tapping action, breathe and tap your heart. This is a space when we tap our heart, we are actually allowing connection of our brain to our heart space that, hey, I'm okay. I'm okay. So you might even, while you're tapping your heart, say, I am where I am, and I am okay. We've covered the space body. You know, when your mind is kind of going on a spiral or in another direction that feels not so good in our body, we are in alignment. So when we can get our mind on board that, okay, I've grounded, I've covered the space, and I can trust where I'm standing. Okay, I'm showing all signs are leading to I am okay, and I'm connected. And if we can get to that space of the higher intelligent aspects, we are loved. We are loved while we are here and always. Okay, so I introduced the star breathing tool the last workshop, workshop 4. So go back after today and revisit the introduction video that I inserted into my workshop. You can find on the YouTube channel also, by conscious discipline, the star breathing tool. So we don't have to stand like stars, but if you'd like to, go for it right now. Just mimic this girl and say, yes, I am okay, exactly where I am. I am okay. I showed up today. Yes, you can do that. But it's not necessary for this tool. STAR is an acronym. Smile, take a deep breath, and relax. So you can remember STAR. That is a really helpful breathing tool. Smile. Go ahead and do it with me. Smile. Take a deep breath and relax. Now, in the star breathing practice, when we breathe, we are breathing on purpose through our belly. So everyone put your hands on your belly and feel where your belly button is, and just get your hands all over that belly and even relax your muscles so that your belly is just fully expanded, but without hurting yourself, of course. Just, woo. Thank you, belly. Thank you, body. Thank you. Thank you. I always like to start with gratitude. When we breathe in, I want us to imagine that our belly, which is the diaphragmatic area, and this is also known as diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing. When you breathe in, you want to breathe in through your nose, and you want to bring the air down through your throat And imagining your air is actually going through the vital organs that are protected by your rib cage and then down into the belly so your belly expands a bit, like you're putting air into it like a balloon. Except it's an opposite, it's on the inhalation versus the exhalation. So on the inhalation, so relax, shake it off. And at this point right now would be a good time to lay down on your towel or mat, especially if you're learning the diaphragmatic breathing right now. Uh, at this time, this might be your first introduction to it, or you've used it before. And a lot of athletes just do it naturally. Singers, performers, and guess what? We actually do it when we sleep. Babies do it when they're really little. You've spent some time with the babies, their bellies expand and contrast. So if you can imagine that right now, where we're breathing in and we expand in our belly. And when we breathe out, we bring the air out of our belly, up through our heart space, up through our throat, and out our mouths. So you can breathe. In this case, I'm exhaling through the mouth. So take the time in this moment right now, laying on a mat or standing in the star pose, which are feet hip width apart, weight neutrally balanced, knees slightly bent, hands on your belly. Breathe in through your nose. Fill your belly with air and breathe out. Deflate. Deflate your belly button to your spine and inhale. Grow that balloon and exhale. Deflate the balloon. Inhale one more time. And exhale. You can continue to lay on your back, or you can come to seated position. Activating calm, strength, grounding, body confidence, as wherever we are okay. And these tools will simply be there when we need them. The belly breathing or star breathing or rest and digest breathing or all the things, all those different versions of breathing are out there and accessible to us. How wonderful. How wonderful to know that we have these tools that assist us. And it's great to have the privacy aspect that we can a lot of times choose to do these practices in public and not a single person need know that we are doing that. So wherever you are right now, if you're still laying down, that is so wonderful. I do encourage you now to start to let your eyes flutter open and wiggle your toes and your fingers and slowly get yourself up to a seated position. On to the next slide, joining us in heart, remembering that very early on in the stages, the heart and the brain are pretty much conjoined and activated around the same time. Then through our life experiences, forming our mind's eye, basically our mind being a data collector from all of the physical senses, all of the experiences that we encounter. So we really don't know until we know. Compassionate care. I didn't know. I don't know. I'm doing my best with what I know. And I didn't know that until I knew that. So now what's my response to it? Because I now no longer need and require to react. Because I know and I understand that that there's going to be needing the capacity for people to make other choices, which is the compassionate care part, which is humanizing, I think, all four bodies. So you see this diaphragm, I introduced it in the first workshop, and I'm revisiting it again because I really see where we can be a house united when we acknowledge all four bodies are at play: our mental body, our physical body, our emotional body, our spiritual body. And just like the imaginal cells that help create the caterpillar and transform it into a butterfly, we have imaginal cells through creation. And we have the ability now, we know that through rewiring, our brain can have different outcomes. Through life experiences, we can get curious and lead, have life experiences that have different consequences because of the choices that we're making. All of it is fluid. And a lot of what we feel is coming from the thoughts that we've had. And so just to revisit some of that education, a lot of times our thoughts that we're having can go on repeat consciously and subconsciously. So we have these feelings that continue to loop from thought to thought to thought. And maybe it might be a different thought, but it's of the same mindset. And so the feelings are associated with this family of thoughts. Well, for me, and in the training and in the practice, I've come to understand not to get too emotionally attached to my emotions. They become just an internal system to help me know when and where I am needing to release, find relief, go into my toolbox, open up my personal safety plan. This allows me to know that I have control over this. I may not have control over what happened. I have control over how I'm going to respond to what's happened. And that has to be, it's like those of us who I know I have an experience of training a puppy. It's not anywhere close to raising a child, and I've had that experience too. But what we can do is encourage the positive actions, and we can do that for ourselves. And then know that there's going to be in worlds of change, there's going to be uncomfortability, there's going to be where we find ourselves in the learning zone, um, where we're in the transformation. It's going to be sticky, messy, and probably really soupy. Um, for me, introducing this next thing is, excuse me, I'm going to drink a water. And everybody else, I encourage you to drink some water too if you have it. All that to say that when we're in the mess of it, I find that my child and I connect even better now because we understand that each one of us made choices that got us to that place, and that love is at the heart of the relationship. And even those people who are in the world that I may not be able to love, I know that on some capacity with humanity, we can appreciate that all humans are here on purpose. It might be the most open way I can say that. So that means that I'm going to encounter all kinds of people, and I might have all kinds of thoughts towards people, situations, environments. Becoming more aware of how I'm feeling helps me to reframe it. Okay, so I'm introducing the feelings thermostat. We're going to work on it for a couple of workshops because I understand that we're getting close to the time, and I only want us to look at it and kind of gauge where I'm going with it, and then we'll go into it deeper next workshop. So if you imagine your body like a thermostat, okay? And your body is the thermostat, and there's a couple of stages to this. This is the crew from Inside Out, and you can identify, they're doing this with kids in school. I've seen it with a color. So blue, I'm feeling a little blue today, and that might include that I'm sad, tired, sick, I need help, I'm moving slowly. So it's a physicality, or it might be emotion, or it might be the mental thoughts that the body. We're having these different ideas going on. I might be sad and I want a hug, right? Um, I might be scared and I want a hug. I might be feeling two colors. Just having the awareness for the kids until they can understand all the different faces of emotions. The body thermostat is a great tool. And then next time we get together, I'm going to talk to you about how to gauge in the body certain ranges. So like if say I will just play with one right now, actually. I'll go ahead and stand up where you're at. Instead of me explaining it with my words, let's do it with the body. Okay, so we're gonna do this with frustrated. Okay, so imagining that your feet, the bottom of your feet is the neutral ground that you stand on. Everybody's held by this ground. So it's a 0. And then when you get to your ankles, it's like a 1. When you get up to the crown of your head and you're flipping your lid, you're at like 10, 10, 11, 10, 11. 11 is flipping the lid. So like 5, 6. So imagine you are the thermostat and the emotion is the fill-in. And so you think about the word frustrated. I'm feeling frustrated. Think of someone or something that's frustrated. Now we're only going to go to midway on this one, but imagine that you're not frustrated. That's a 0. Now you're a little frustrated. You're at 1. And your frustration is building. So it's going up through the calves, the knees. You might even acknowledge, those of you who are a little more body aware, you might actually notice a tingling in your body right now, and there's like a tightening in your like muscles as you're thinking, okay, my thighs are now frustrated, and now my pelvic and hips are frustrated, and now my stomach. And this is really where a lot of us can feel the frustration. My stomach is frustrated. I'm frustrated from my belly button down. I am so frustrated. And so let's just see that, feel that, breathe that, and put your hand on an imaginary dial, right? And you've already got it up to 5, and you're going to turn it down. So you're going to turn it down to 4. Okay, it wasn't as frustrating as I thought it was gonna. I actually don't need, I'm gonna take some of this frustration back. I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go out the roots. Mother Nature, take it. Rolling down to 3, so it's down to your frustrations at your knees. 2, calves. 1, ankles, and let it go. Shake it off. Shake it off. So in this case, we allowed the feeling thermostat to acknowledge it. And for children, it's really great because we can acknowledge that we have control over that feeling by changing our thoughts, and moving our bodies. So the last little 3-minute exercise I'm going to play for you, it's called Shift and Shine. And like I said, a lot of my tools and techniques are geared for young children because a lot of us are young being educated. We're like novices learning this stuff. And I think it's helpful when the grown-ups in the room can identify these tools in their toolbox, and not only model it for our community, but model it for those who are coming up through the community. Why not create the legacy now? So I'm going to
Lift and shine technique.
Okay, that started before I was ready. So I'm going to press it now. Okay. All right.
Shift and shine technique for ages 3 to 6. For parents, explain to your child they're going to learn how to send positive feelings from their hearts. The heart is where you feel love, appreciation, and care. Begin by asking your child what they care about. To help with this process, model an answer by telling your child who or what you care for. Then, ask them who they care about. When you love or care for someone or something, where do you feel that love? Put your hand over your heart as a visible clue. Shift. Tell your child, shift means to move or change, such as going from sad to happy, or moving from one place to another. Demonstrate the meaning of shift by shifting from one position on the floor to another. Feel the warmth of the sun. Ask your child, do you ever have a warm feeling in your heart when you feel love or care for someone? It's kind of like the warmth from the sun. Have you ever felt the warmth of the sun on your skin? What does that feel like? When we feel love, appreciation, or care for someone or something special, it's like the warmth from the sun shining in our hearts. The steps of Shift and Shine. Step 1. Focus your attention in the area of your heart or chest area. Step 1. Heart attention. Parent Step 1. Begin by putting your attention on the area around your heart or the center of your chest. It helps to put your hand over your heart area. Model by putting your hand over your heart. Step 2. Heart breathing. Step 2. Now pretend to breathe in and out of your heart. Take 3 slow breaths. Model the breathing. Step 3. Heart feeling. Step 3. Think of someone or something that makes you feel happy, like your mom or dad, or maybe a special place that you visit, like a park. Feel that happy feeling in your heart, and then shine that feeling to someone or something special. Let your child experience the feeling for a few seconds. Ask your child, did you send your love to someone special? Thank you for sharing your heartfelt feelings.
Aw, did you share your love with someone special? I have used Shift and Shine as a platform for lots of different starting off points for meditations, and I think it's great just to know that once I shift my attention onto something that brings me joy, I can redirect my thoughts and lead me to feeling better. It's pretty wacky how simple it is. So we just need to continue these. I just encourage us to continue doing these heart work exercises so that we can continue to. It's like training for the big event. Have the muscle memory to know and the awareness to understand where we are at any given point. The presence, the pivoting, and the powerful self within allows us to do that when we are relaxed and calm and like confident that whatever's coming our way, there'll be some we will not be alone. We will be connected to a major group or network, and we are grounded in understanding we've got the tools and we've done the work. So here's a list of where we are: personal safety plan, love letter to your inner wise self, that personal self who loves you no matter what, not the critic, the wise self, the one who like leads you to the pastures. It's taking care of you even when you weren't looking. Grounded with the trees, sign a peace treaty with yourself. Before anyone else, just go ahead and sign it with yourself. And Shift and Shine, continue to practice this technique and share it with someone little, someone small, someone growing. All right, my dear friends, so good to see you today. On to the next. See you on the flip side. Be well.